Basically just been grinding and pushing and blowing up the UFC. I mean, since it started and letting them know like, hey, I would love another opportunity, and it did. I've gotten nothing but praise and respect from everybody, and I love it. The hardest thing for me was just not being myself. Like, I wanted to fit in a lot. I'm very negative on myself, and like, I'm not always the most positive person, but
All right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with the one, the only Mr. Keifer. How we doing, my man?
good man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. And talk us a little bit more kind of about how you kind of got into Power Slap and how training has been going and all that different stuff.
Absolutely, man. So back when Power Slap first started, I actually I applied and I got the call. Unfortunately, I ended up getting COVID. So I was not allowed to make it out there. Basically just been grinding and pushing and blowing up the UFC. I mean, since it started and letting them know like, hey, I would love another opportunity, and thankfully they called, man, and changed my whole life. Training's been since I got back from season three. Um, been training really hard. Really making sure my weight's on point and just be ready for a phone call because I know it can come like anytime. Um, but man, it was a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it definitely seems like a blessing, man. And when it comes to like waiting on a call, I mean, do you have like a diet and stuff now to make sure you're on weight and stuff for potential matches if you did get the call?
Yeah, so it was different. I mean, everyone's gonna. It sucks because I can't say too much, but I know a lot's gonna change for me once my episode airs and stuff. And I'm so grateful for it because I battled so much. I never have cut weight, never wrestled, um, so I had a hard time down there. But I made it happen, and so yeah, making sure my weight's on point and not getting unhealthy while I'm home is definitely a huge thing. I learned that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely important, 100%. And when it comes to road to the title, I mean, without giving away too much, I mean, what's kind of like the competitors like? I mean, what's the competition kind of like?
Oh man, tons of killers. It's different from all these guys from all around the world. That was like my favorite part was seeing everybody's story and stuff. But naturally, not everybody's gonna get along. So that was hard. Being around that atmosphere and stuff. And but my gosh, man, the way this is growing is unreal, and it's changing like so many lives. Just me in particular. I'm not nothing special right now, but just having a platform to share my story and stuff, and doing things like this, it's unheard of for me, man.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. And when it comes to Power Slap, I mean, do you know what your most viral clip may be from Power Slap?
I'm pretty sure I have an idea. Um, it hasn't. My story was very unique. And like I said, I'll be able to speak on it more when the episode comes. I don't want to get in any trouble, but it was a lot of up and down, man. And a lot of the guys, even like the OGs in the sport, have been saying like, they can't wait to see my episode. They heard a lot of stuff went down, and it definitely did. And the reason I jumped on it is just for the opportunity. I'm hoping it opened doors. And it did. I've gotten nothing but praise and respect from everybody, and I love it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. I'm definitely glad you got a lot of praise and everything like that. And yeah, when it comes to you as well on Power Slap, I mean, what's kind of maybe some tips for maybe someone that's a beginner and trying to get into this sport?
Oh man, train. I know like a lot of these guys. I mean, it's crazy to see them come in. I mean, even me, I showed up so out of shape down there, and it's different than an MMA fighter. You know what I mean? The training is so different. Obviously, we're not walking in there with cauliflower ears and crazy stuff, but definitely got to take it serious. I mean, biting down is such a huge thing, and I feel like there's a lot of fighters up there that don't really bite down. Um, and I learned so much, man, from Turpin, from the crazy Hawaiian, like so many little tips added up, and even some of the fighters that have been around, like from season one, you'll see. I learned so much. So the hardest thing for me was just not being myself. Like I wanted to fit in a lot, and I'm sober, so I have a little over 3 years of sobriety off alcohol and pills, and I'd say the hardest part was going into that house. So,
Yeah.
like,
Right. No. Yeah. No. Fair enough. Wow. No, that definitely makes sense when it comes to that. And yeah, when it comes to just you mentioned some advice you might have got from some of the big power slap guys. I mean, what was maybe some of that advice you might have gotten? Maybe used it to kind of help your game get even better and better.
so when I was in Vegas for Power Slap 8. Um, and I got to actually hang out with Danny, the pit bull who was part of the main event. Got to hang out with him a little bit a few days after his fight, and he gave me a lot of wisdom. With just I was sharing some of the stuff I was going through, and then you know I feel like the biggest thing I could take from it is just to be grateful. Um, I'm very negative on myself, and like I'm not always the most positive person, but seeing where he came from, and knowing there's other people out there that have it worse. um I don't know, man. Just I guess enjoying the moment was the biggest thing. He gave me so much advice that it's hard to just pick one thing at, but I'm truly grateful for the things I am learning.
Yeah, no, that's definitely important. And speaking about like learning and stuff, I mean, when it comes to like you mentioned you've been sober for 3 years now. I mean, for anyone that's like struggling with addiction, I mean, what advice would you maybe give to somebody out there that's listening to this video?
Oh, it's huge. I appreciate you even asking me that, because it's I probably wouldn't be here today. I'm a single father also, and it truly, when you hear that, it's so cliche because it is one day at a time. Every day is so hard, and just surround yourself with positive people, and don't give up, and don't think that it's not possible. I feel like I'm walking proof of that, man. I was headed, downhill, and that's why I'm grateful for things like this. Like I've been watching UFC since I was a kid, and just walking out on stage, seeing Dana White sitting there was like a clone. I swear he looked so fake to me. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, just keep pushing. I hope somebody, I didn't think I would be able to touch anybody's life, from this, but it's possible, and I hope anybody battling addiction, mental health, anything can get help.
right. No, it's definitely important, and like I'm definitely glad you had a message like that for everybody out there that's listening. And you mentioned what it was like to kind of see Dana White sitting in the audience and stuff. I mean, what was it like to kind of meet him and stuff for the first time?
Oh my gosh, man, he's everything you think of. Like he really is. I couldn't help myself but thank him for the opportunity and stuff. And he takes so much time with all of the fighters. It's crazy. I know like a lot of people don't know this, but he could have been done with this in like 2016, and he's so like hands on with it, and I don't think you can appreciate it like anymore, because whether I'm just a newbie in power slap or the top guy, he treats everybody the same. So yeah, amazing. But he definitely looked like a clone to me when I was walking out there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah, no, I definitely believe it, man, 100%. And when you were getting ready to do your first ever power slap match, I mean, what was the nerves kind of like? I mean, talk to us a little bit more about what kind of behind the scenes of that was kind of like.
So you meet tons of people, I mean, like I got to meet, Tate, the guy that wipes everybody's face. He was the one
Yeah,
cutting up our earpieces and stuff. So like I looked at him, I'm like, dude, I watched you on Ultimate Fighter like 30 years ago, I feel like, and I'm a huge fan. And he was just making fun of me because I'm like so nervous, and but dude, it was mind blowing. I guess the hardest thing was not knowing what happened in previous matches. So you're kind of in the back, away from everything, and people just start leaving one by one, and no one comes back. So you don't know what happened. Um, it's very fast paced, very very fast paced. You feel like you're up there for like a half hour, but it's literally like 2 minutes. It feels like so. Um, The production and everything with UFC is absolutely unreal. They take care of us like it felt so uncomfortable to me, man. So uncomfortable, but I'm so blessed and grateful.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So you mentioned you don't know when the fighters like win or lose. They just kind of like go to the next fight. I mean, how does that kind of work? I mean, there's no TVs or anything where you can kind of watch the matches going on.
No, so with the guys in the first round, they during the week during training and stuff, they had us basically we were able to like kind of watch some of how the first matches went. But yeah, when you're in the locker room, I mean, you're right next to the other team, and it's just they are flying through these matches, one by one, and you don't know nothing until you get to the back and you start seeing everyone's face and hearing all the stories and stuff, and it's like, oh man. Um, it is very fast paced, and I'd say the other thing is like the coin toss. You don't know until you're on stage. Um, I know some guys don't mind that, but I like to know if I'm gonna get hit first or not.
Right. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. And when it comes to the rules and stuff with power slaps, is there anything you'd like to maybe change or maybe something you could add to maybe power slap to make it even better?
They were really surprised with that with me coming in. I've been watching it obviously from day one, but they've really struggled with the fouls. They told us that in the rules meeting before the season even started. Like, it's something they want to get rid of. Is all the fouls, and it's killing matches and taking up so much time. So, um, I don't. I know they kind of lifted the rules a little bit for us. Told us that we can lift a little, but then we seen from Power Slap 8 there were some calls from stepping and um, so it's hard. I just try to keep my feet planted, man, and follow the rules and not flinch. Most definitely, but yeah, it's hard. It's so hard to tell. I've been hearing so many different things. Like they don't call the same on the seasons as they do a live event. So it's
Right.
just try to follow the rules, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's definitely important. And when it comes to power slap, I mean, have you ever watched it as a fan and stuff live? And if so, what's that maybe like?
Yeah, man. So I was actually thankful enough to attend Power Slap 8. Um, I've watched every other live event and Road to the Title one, all on YouTube and stuff. So being there and watching it, that's all I can say for anybody. It's absolutely unreal. Um, what he's done, like letting some of these influencers come in too and like stream and I got to meet Laura Senko at Power Slap 8. Like I got to meet so many big people that I never thought I would meet. But it's just a big party, man. Tons of tons of it's there's no word for it. There's really no word for it.
Right.
I loved
No,
it, and it was awesome.
yeah, no, it definitely seems pretty awesome, man. It's definitely pretty cool. So, have you ever been to maybe a UFC event or anything like that live as well too?
That's my next goal. I was, going to try to attend the Sphere, but Daddy Dane is not paying that well yet.
Fair enough. No, the prices are definitely pretty expensive over there. So, if a UFC event comes, I guess, live to you, I mean, what would maybe be a place where you'd maybe want to see it at, so then you could attend?
They came to Cleveland. We have Stipe Miocic here,
Yep.
so it did not Cleveland. I think it came to Columbus or something like that, but I didn't get to attend. So it would be cool to see them come back. If not, I just feel like now that I feel like I'm a part of something bigger, I feel like I'm gonna want to attend way more. But this whole experience has been so surreal, man. Like even talking to you and knowing who you've talked to and had on your things, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man, 100%. Like I said, I didn't start, I only started a couple months ago, so it's pretty cool to get those kinds of kind words. And like I said, it's definitely cool to have you on the show as well, too. I hope Power Slap keeps on growing. And yeah, another thing I was curious about as well, too, when it comes to Power Slap and stuff, I mean, what was it like to kind of get the call for like the first, what kind of was going through your head that it was actually like official and you're getting on the show now?
Um, I feel like it didn't feel real until you like. I'm not a big traveler, so I never really left Ohio, and so flying scared the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie, but landing in Vegas was pretty real, and then having their team, pick you up. That's when you're like, oh man, this is real. Kind of got to give up your belongings, your phone, and kind of shut out the outside world for a few weeks. So that's when it got real, and I feel like that was the hardest part for me was just being away from the outside and staying sober, like I said, and being in the house was definitely hard, and those guys went through it in there.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely believe it. And when it comes to being in the house, I mean, what was maybe some of the coolest things about the mansion?
Oh man, oh my gosh. So I didn't get to enjoy too much. I was miserable the entire time. I was cutting weight. So it was just everything you can think of, man. They take care of you so much. I mean, it sucks because you can't leave or do anything. There's cameras in your face every 2 seconds. They do not miss anything. But the pool, the hot tub, the sauna being at the house. They had a slap machine right in the living room. It was beautiful inside and out. It was. I just wish I could have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Fair enough. And I guess another thing I was curious about as well too. I mean, is there any cool like behind the scenes stuff that maybe a fight fan could know about when it comes to Road to the Title?
um, what do you mean?
Like anything, I guess maybe like what goes on with like the production, like the show. I mean, like anything like that. I don't want to get
Man,
too into
I would. Yeah, I know. I would say, gosh. So production. I mean, they were at the house, literally in our backyard. So there was like a separate house, and there was like 40 of these guys. It felt like. So I mean, they're coming in your sleep. You sleep with a microphone on. They're changing your batteries in your sleep and stuff. I mean, you're in the shower. They're they're in the bathroom. It's it's pretty crazy, man. A lot of the guys they fit in well with it, but me, it was like a whole different world, and I'm like, I developed like a stuttering problem when I got on camera. So the
no,
nerves right over. But man, those guys are amazing. The production and what they have to go through, especially like, there's a lot of females a part of production, and man, some of the guys put them through hell. So I'm excited for the season to come out, man. It's like it is already, but I wish they were longer episodes because I'm getting so eager.
oh yeah. No, I hear you, man. 100%. So what's kind of the interview process like? Like when you're on the show and then they like take you like mid-season stuff.
Oh man, you be sitting in the pool and they'll just be like, Keifer, come to the garage, man. We're gonna interview, and it's really just like that. I mean, so much has went into this whole thing. Everything's just like so scheduled, and they have their ways to do things. And like, I mean, you say you're leaving the house, they are coming upstairs. They're getting you to make sure you're ready by the front door. Because everything's just all about timing with them. And yeah, man, interviews come and go so much. I mean, the interviews at the PI, they're just everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it definitely seems like it, man. And but yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. It seems like the show has definitely been a good time for you. And speaking of messages, Kiefer, I mean, what's maybe your final message out there for the fans watching this video?
That came with it. I battled so much adversity, um, and I pushed myself to limits that I never thought would be possible. So anything that's hard or you feel like it's unreachable, I'm just a kid from Ohio, and I just lived my dream out. Fighting in front of Dana White, and anything's possible, man. Just don't give up.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an awesome message. And thank you so much for taking the time. It means a lot to me. And best of luck with your upcoming journey, my man.
No, thank you for giving us a platform, man. I could tell you're gonna kill it, man. I could tell. So
I hope so, man. No, I definitely hope so. And yeah, man, thank you so much for taking the time. It means a lot to me. And we'll be in touch. Hopefully, we can do another one in the future, my man.
hell yeah, man. Be safe.
Yeah, man, you as well. Thank you again.